Okay, y'all. Yesterday, I put on a Netflix movie called Don't Move. Now, when I put this movie on, I wasn't really intending on watching it. It was supposed to be like background noise. It was almost time for me to get to pick up my daughter from school, so I'm like, let me just put it on something while I'm doing, other things, multitasking. So anyway, I put this movie on, and it starts off a little slow at first. The girl in the movie, she's depressed. She lost her child. Of course, that would be a depressing situation. So she goes hiking by herself in the woods. Like, you'll never catch me doing that. I don't play in the woods. No, no, ma'am. But anyway, so she's by herself and she goes up to the cliff. I guess her son had an accident type situation, and there's like a tree that they set a little memorial or whatever. So she's up there and she's feeling sorry and sad for herself, and then she steps out like on the cliff. There's a cliff, you know, they're in the mountains or whatnot. And so anyway, she's just standing there, and it looks as if she's about to jump. And I'm halfway looking at the movie, right? I'm halfway looking at the movie, and all of a sudden this man came out from nowhere, and he's like interrupting what she was about to do. So he's making small talk with her, and she's just like, why are you here right now? You know, why are you talking to me? Whatever, whatever. So anyway, I'm not gonna give too many spoilers because I really want y'all to watch this movie. It's really good. But anyway, so yeah, he talks to her enough and gets her mind off of, what she's about to do, maybe. And anyway, he's like, I'm not trying to change your mind or whatever, but, today's a nice day, yada, yada, yada. And anyway, he takes off. And so she's just standing there, and she's just like, okay, well, maybe today ain't the day. It's not my last day. So she heads back to the car. Now, where they're parked at is like a little parking nook or whatever. So there's absolutely nobody out there, and it's not like a big area to park. So anyway, they're walking back to the cars, and he parked really, really, really close. And her spidey senses didn't pick up on anything until it was time to pick up on something. So anyway, so she is trying to squeeze into the car, right? Because he parked so close, like she can barely get the door open. She's a pretty small lady or whatever. So he's already in the car, and he's like watching her. And then he's like, he rolls down the window. He's like, hey, I parked really close. She's like, yeah, you did. Whatever, they're making small talk or whatever. And then she's like, still trying to get in her car. And then like he gets out of his car, and they show that he has this umbrella, thing, this really crazy looking, evil looking hook on it. And he's like holding it behind his back in our view or whatever. So he walks in between the cars, and she's just like looking like, she sees the umbrella, and she's like, I forgot what she said. Something like, you got an umbrella? And he's like, yeah, you never can't be prepared or something like that. Anyway, you can't be too prepared or whatever. And so she's like trying to get in the car because she's feeling uncomfortable. Like he's coming close, and he's like in her space or whatever. So she's feeling uncomfortable. And then he's like, he walks up, and she's like, no, I'm good. She's still trying to get in. And anyway, that umbrella is like a taser. So he tasers her. Next thing you know, I'm like, oh my God, like what's going on? So I went from halfway paying attention, because I missed a few moments, during that time frame, whatever. But then I'm like, what's going on? So, yeah, so he tasers her, zip ties her hands, zip ties her legs, throws her in the back of the car, and they're off. And I'm like, oh my God, girl, this dude trying to kidnap you. So she passes out, and who knows how long she was in the car. Anyway, so they she wakes up and she realizes that, hey, I'm zip tied. Like, this dude is about to do something to me. And so she had a little pocket knife in her pocket. Anyway, she grabs the pocket knife and she's like, I'm getting out of here. And he's like, yeah, he didn't know that she had a knife. He's thinking she's trying to like call or whatever on her little watch phone or whatever thing. But he's like, yeah, you know, ain't no signal out here. You ain't gotta worry, you know, ain't nobody coming. She's like, well, my husband's gonna be looking for me. He's like, I hope he does, you know, I hope he does. Anyway, so she starts making small talk with him, trying to figure out like what he's all about. And she finally gets that zip tied down. I know I'm telling a lot, but I'm not telling a lot, trust me. But anyway, tries to get the zip lock undone while she's trying to distract him with conversation. And then she gets it undone, and then she's like, what are you gonna do to me? And he's like, I forgot what he said, I don't remember. But he's like he's gonna braid her hair. That's what he said. I'm gonna braid your hair. Anyway, she's like, the hell? And she grabs him up, and meanwhile he's driving, and so they end up wrecking. They wreck the car, this and that, and she's like fighting for her life, like, and he wasn't expecting all of this extra fight. Like, he picked the right one. Like, she was probably thinking about, you know, not being there no more, you know, on the earth, but like, we ain't going out like this, like, nah. So anyway, so she's struggling, trying to fight for her life, and you know, they ended up falling out the car. She goes ahead and undoes her legs or whatever with the zip tie. She could zip tie off, and then she's getting up, and you know, they back in the woods, like they in the woods, right? And so she's ready to leave or whatever, and then he's like, hey, you know, are you feeling okay? You know, because I gave you something. Basically, he had a needle, it got poison in it, causes paralysis. So he tells her the symptoms that she's going to be feeling, like things are going to start shutting down, you're going to feel tingling in the fingers and yada yada yada. You got like 20 minutes before, you know, you're going to be paralyzed, you know. And it makes it easy for me to do what I got to do, and it makes it easy for you, so you're not fighting me. So she's like, okay, I got 20 minutes, let me set my timer, and I'm out. Like, she's like, I'm gonna do what I got to do to get away. Like, I'm in the woods, maybe I can find a hiding place, yada yada yada. Anyway, that movie was really good. I'm gonna leave it right there. Y'all watch the movie. If you've seen it already, let me know in the comments below what you think of the movie. It was really, really crazy for me. I did not finish because I did have to go pick up my daughter, so I'm gonna finish that. But like, that movie had me racing. My heart was racing. I'm like, girl. So the girl in the movie, her name is Iris. The guy, he's Richard. Yeah, me and Iris were like this. I'm like, girl, what we gonna do? We gotta get out the situation. Like, okay, you know, you can fight. So when you get your faculties back together, we could fight. I have no idea how this movie ends. I don't know if she is able to walk and move again, but it's like she got paralyzed, like everything, like no voice, no movement. The only thing she can move is her eyes. That is it. That was it. And how can you communicate with just your eyes? I guess you could do a lot with your eyes, but like, can you imagine? Can you imagine? It's kind of like the Diddy thing when he was like drugging these people and doing all the things, and they're paralyzed, but they are aware of what's going on. Craziness. Anyway, the movie's called Don't Move. It's on Netflix, y'all. And yeah, check it out. Tell me what you think. All right, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.